So I thought I'd do an update on the first lot of chickens that we hatched. This is Mama Chook that was with the chickens. She's now back with the other hens in the yard. What happened? Excuse me. What happened was she had worms. She got worms fairly early on, and I think when they were about 2 or 3 weeks old, she did this big worm poo. And I thought, okay, I've got to worm her. I went to the vet and got some worming that's for pigeons that I gave them, and she wouldn't drink it at all. They drank the worming medication, but she wouldn't touch it all day. She just starved herself of water all day. When I came, I suspected that that was the case. I tried to force her to drink some, but she wouldn't really drink it. So I gave her some fresh water so that she could rehydrate, and she drank and drank and drank and drank. And then I went back to the vet to ask them for another solution, and I got some, I think it was called Moximax. It's a wormer for cattle and pigs and stuff like that, I think, and sheep. That they just give like in a drop form, and you drop it on the back of their neck and their skin absorbs it, and it gets rid of mites and stuff like that as well. So I gave that a go. I put that on her and the chicks. And then quite a while later, maybe 5 or 6 weeks later, the chicks still had poo that indicated that they might have worms, like a white bubbly poo. I might stick some pics on here as well if I can. And so I took a picture of the poo, went to the produce store, and they said, yeah, it looks like it's still got worms. So I got some more of the chicken wormer. This time I starved them of water for a few hours before in the evening, no water all night, and then in the morning I gave them the water for worming with the wormer in it. And still, when I came back, she hadn't drunk water, and she just drank and drank and drank the fresh water when I gave it to her. So I decided that I had to split her from the chicks, since the chicks had been wormed with the water. So I put her back with the flock, and I cleaned out this shed up here where I'm going to take you to, and I put the chicks in here. So this is the shed where the baby chicks are. It has a little door here that you can open up, and if you wanted to let them out, let them out. I'm just keeping them solely in here for the moment because I want to get some DE earth, which is a fossilized shell product that you can put through your soil to help get rid of things like worms and mites and bugs like that. So I want to put that through the soil out here before I let them come out and have a run. But they'll mainly stay in here for probably another month at least, just till they get a little bit bigger, because they're too small. If we have any eagles or hawks or anything fly over, they're still a nice bite-sized piece for them. So yeah, they're in here. Oh, it looks like they've tipped their water over there. They have got another secondary water here, but I need to go and fix that up. So I have here on a string a little chicken feeder, just so that to keep it up off the ground so they can't scratch in there and they can't poop in there. Keep everything clean. I've got a tray underneath to catch all the residue and to stop the sawdust from getting in there too much. I need to give it a bit of a clean. A brick underneath just to stabilise that, and the water's up there as well, although I might have to find another solution if they're tipping it off. And this tray I just put some little treats in, some banana peel that I put in, and some pawpaw and strawberries. Now I found with this breed of chickens, they're really not into eating other things that they're not used to. Like if it's familiar food, they'll get straight into it, but if it's not, these guys just don't even want to try it. So they ate the banana because I've given them banana before with Mum, but the pawpaw and strawberries weren't really that interesting to them. So we'll have to wait till they get with the other chickens a bit later for them to learn all the other treats that there are to eat besides chicken food. So yeah, since I've given them the second worm, their poo's been a lot better, a lot more healthier looking. So really happy with the results for that. I was a bit worried about giving them sawdust. I'm still not sure whether it's a good option because they do seem to peck at it a bit. But I don't think they're really eating it. I think they're just playing at it. They don't seem to be eating it. So I'll have to see if I have any problems with crop impaction. Then we may have to swap from the sawdust to something else. So I think, fingers crossed, I might have only one rooster and the other two might be hens. But definitely the one in the far corner is acting very roostery at night. The roosters of this breed particularly, tend to always be the first ones to go to bed and always have to have the highest spot that they can find. And last night this highest rung was not high enough for him. He was trying to roost on here, which is impossible, so he crashed into that, and then he tried roosting on the side there and crashed there, and he tried on this side as well and crashed. It's quite hilarious. I wish I'd had my camera to video it. It was quite funniest home video material. So in the end he settled for the highest rung of the thing there. Hey little chickpeas. Tuk, 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 tuk. Tuk, 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 tuk. Haven't really handled them a lot. I need to handle them a bit more so they're a bit tamer. They tolerate my presence, but they're a very skittish breed. They always get easily scared and you have to be really slow and quiet and careful with them until they get familiar. Hand feeding them works, like when you bring them treats, hand feeding them helps. So yeah, these are golden spangled Hamburgs crossed. I think some of them are crossed with the black chook, the darker ones. The one in the background there, I think she's pure Hamburg by the looks of her colouring. Anyway, that's the first batch of chickens for you, and I'll do an update on the younger chicks as well. They're 2 weeks old now, the younger ones. These ones here are, I think they're about 2 months old, maybe a bit more than 2 months old now. Okay, have a good one, see ya. Just wanted to add something else in before I leave. I was reading on another website that it's a really good idea underneath their perch once a month to put newspaper, and then you can have a look at their poo and get a good diagnosis if there's any problems. So I thought that's a really good idea. I'm going to do that. Maybe with the younger ones I'll do it a bit more regularly, just to pick up early if there's any problems. But I mean, I always check whenever I can find poo. I always have a look and check and make sure there's no blood or bubbles or anything a bit funny. That gives an indication. But generally these guys have been good. I've never seen them fluffed up or looking sick at all. Even when they had the worms, they're still pretty happy. So hey, you guys would like to go out in the big bad world, wouldn't you? Hey? Well, as soon as our de-earth arrives, then we can go out and have a scratch outside, hey? How about that?